The following contains topics some may find upsetting. Viewer discretion advised. So unless you've been living under a rock the past couple of years, and more specifically the last couple of weeks, we're in the midst of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. In a nutshell, Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard for $50 million in defamation damages because of an op-ed that she wrote in 2018 where she alleges that he was sexually and emotionally abusive towards her. In turn, Amber Heard is countersuing Johnny for $100 million. So there's a lot of money on the table here. I'm gonna be upfront with you. I'm shooting this without a script, and I'm putting another big project on hold because this has been on my mind for the last couple of weeks. It's been hard to get any work done because I've been so engrossed in this, and I just wanted to get my perspective out there because I feel like maybe it could be valuable to my audience. I don't know. I'm winging it, guys. And I'll be upfront, I'm a really big Johnny Depp fan. When I was younger, my grandma took me to go see the very first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and she loved Johnny Depp. She loved him since the 80s with 21 Jump Street. Of course, for my horror fans out there, his very first movie was Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. He was, spoilers, the kid who gets sucked into the bed and there's like a tsunami of blood coming up. He's in one of my favorite movies of all time, Ed Wood, which is one of his many Tim Burton collaborations. I have a soft spot for Sleepy Hollow, another Tim Burton, Johnny Depp collaboration. They did Edward Scissorhands, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Dark Shadows, a ton of movies together, varying degrees of success and enjoyability, but I like him. I like him as an actor. Now, that being said, that's not going to paint any of my opinions towards this trial. I can separate the art from the artist. One of my favorite actors until a couple years ago was Kevin Spacey. I loved Seven. I loved House of Cards. I loved 9 Lives. But after the accusations and how he very poorly refuted them, I can't say that I'm a fan anymore. I could still watch Seven. 9 Lives is actually extra funny now.
Mr. Fussy Pants? Meow, that hurt!
But like, he's a bad person, but that's neither here or there. As for Amber Heard, I haven't seen much of her filmography. The movie that she met Johnny Depp on was, The Rum Diary? I haven't seen it. From what I have seen her in, she's not the best actress.
Could've just peed on it.
Okay, I'm just going to start rambling and see if anything intelligible comes out. So a couple of years ago, I'm not sure how long ago, 5-6 years ago, I saw the video that Amber Heard put out of Johnny Depp very drunk, hitting the cabinets and swiping the phone away and pouring a huge glass of wine. I saw that video and I saw whatever the title was saying something about how he was abusive towards her. And I just remember my friends and I being very upset because the way that Johnny was being painted, he looked like the abuser. And we all believed Amber. It was tough because we were fans of his work. And it was just another case of like Kevin Spacey or Louis C.K. where we were fans and seeing the guy that we really liked showing his true colors as like an abusive dude was really, we all felt betrayed. He always seemed so likable. Whenever you saw him on the red carpet, he stopped to meet all his fans. He stopped to sign autographs. He went to children's hospitals dressed as Captain Jack Sparrow. He did the Disneyland thing where he replaced the animatronic Jack Sparrow on the ride. And to see that video of Johnny hitting the cabinets and being painted as the abuser was very hurtful. 2016 and 2017 were very hurtful times with the start of the metoo movement and finding out that a lot of people that I was fans of were scumbags. And I felt when the metoo movement started that this was a really, really good thing because people in power have always taken advantage of people without power. And it looked like this was a step to remedy that. And I remember a lot of the discourse around the Me Too movement centered around sexual assault. And there was a Facebook group that was started by like some YouTubers, if I remember correctly. And I wanted to tell my abuse story. And when I told it, I got shunned. I got told that it wasn't my time to talk, and I was subsequently banned and reported from the group. And that hurt. And I think the reason I'm telling you this is because I believed Amber. I believed her when she released that video, and we saw out of context that Johnny Depp, this guy I was a fan of, was an abuser. And then a few years later, right around the time I actually started taking YouTube somewhat seriously, some audio came out that painted a very different picture of Amber being the abuser.
I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, even a lot of fights been around a long time. I know. Yeah,
no, when you fucking have a closed fist.
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
And that came out around the same time that James Gunn was canceled, and one of the vocal leaders of the metoo movement, Asia Argento, being caught in grooming Jimmy Bennett when he was between the ages of like 14 and 17, which is disgusting. And that all took me back to my story and how I was shunned away. So I've been following the defamation trial in Virginia from the beginning, from a couple of weeks ago. And it's interesting. I'll say that. I don't mean to blue ball everybody, but I'm not comfortable telling my story yet. But I want people to know I have my own trauma that I'm working through. I don't really feel comfortable saying more. But that's why this case is so close to me. I know we can go on and on about how these are two very rich people, two actors. There's like a parasocial relationship here. But here's my take. John Doe on the street got abused by his girlfriend. And they go to court. You're not going to remember that court case because you don't know who this person is. Because this is Johnny Depp, a very, very famous person, we're going to remember this. This means something. Male survivors are not taken seriously because we're told to man up and that we can't cry and we can't show our emotions and we can't talk about these things. And I think that breeds toxic masculinity, that breeds toxic behavior. When I found out that the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case was going to be televised or streamed on YouTube, I wanted to watch the whole thing. I believed Johnny Depp, but I wanted to leave like a 15% margin of error where if Johnny just said his piece and then Amber came in with a boom bombshell, then I could be like, oh, so Amber Heard is in the right and Johnny Depp is in the wrong, and I can not think about this for a while. But with everything that I've seen in the trial, it looks like while Johnny Depp had a lot of substance abuse problems and it looks like he had some unresolved childhood trauma, I just don't buy him as the abuser. I recognize a lot of traits and coping mechanisms that I do, and some of the people that I know that have gone through very similar circumstances. And I wasn't going to make this video until I heard Amber's side of things, which we did.
I've never seen an adult man cry. It's weird. And he slaps me one more time. I lose my balance. At this point, we're sitting next to each other on the edge of the couch, or I was on the edge of the couch. I was just sitting there on this carpet, looking at the dirty carpet. He holds up this bottle to me, and you know, I'm saying, did you drink this whole thing? I'm looking at it in his eyes, and I don't see him anymore. I don't see him anymore. It wasn't him. It was black. My dog stepped on a bee.
I just don't buy it.
It wasn't believable to me. And I think it's interesting how the mainstream media is portraying this, because every article that I've seen by like a reputable source, they're all on Amber Heard's side. And I know like a week or two ago, Amber Heard fired her PR team. And right when that happened, I noticed a little something on Twitter where Amber Heard is a liar, Amber Heard is a psychopath, Amber Turd, all those stuff was still trending. But then a new hashtag popped up, I stand with Amber Heard. And I can't help but to think that there's a conspiracy theory there where that's her PR team trying to play damage control. But if you click on any of those, anybody who stands with Amber Heard, which is maybe like 5% of them, all of their replies are turned off. The accounts are relatively new, but most of the people on the I stand with Amber Heard hashtag are using it and they're hijacking it to basically turn it back into Amber Heard is a psychopath, Amber Heard is a liar, Amber Turd. I find that very interesting. And Amber Heard's testimony has been nothing short of embarrassing and demeaning to people like myself who have actually gone through physical and sexual violence. And you do know that you could be a feminist to stand up for women's rights and LGBT rights and civil rights and not agree with Amber Heard, right? I'm sure anybody who's a fan of this channel will know, but for people who are new, I'm a pretty liberal person. I stand for women's rights. I think the Roe v. Wade thing is complete bullshit, and I'll fight against that. I think women have the right to do what they will with their own body. It's not up to me. It's not up to the government. And of course, I'm going to stand with the survivors of sexual and physical violence. From everything that I've seen, Amber Heard is not one of those people. In fact, from everything that I've seen, Johnny Depp is one of those people. And one of the most baffling things that I've seen on Twitter and everywhere else that's been talking about this are those middle of the road takes where people are saying, oh, Johnny Depp was a drug addict and an alcoholic. There's faults on both sides. He's not so squeaky clean. No, I think that means he has a problem, and it's a problem that he should address, and he has addressed, to be fair. He's owning up to his faults, which is far more than I could say about Amber, who's trying to keep this innocent facade about her. And it's not working. And to be honest, a lot of this seems like victim blaming to me. In the court of public opinion, it actually looks like Johnny Depp is winning this, but I wouldn't translate that to the real court because I think sadly Amber Heard is going to win this whether we like it or not. And the other baffling thing about all that is Amber Heard also partook in drugs and alcohol with Johnny, despite what her testimony has been saying. It's very well documented. She did shrooms at Coachella allegedly. She drank this very expensive wine that I don't remember the name of because I don't drink wine. I'll put it here or maybe put a picture of it. Yep, there it is. That's the wine. It costs what, $500 a bottle? Okay, we should probably lighten this up because I could already feel it's a very sad and negative video. Let's talk about how Amber Heard's lawyers are a bunch of fucking clowns. You have Elaine, whom I call the old crone, because when I think of Elaine, I think of Julie Louis-Dreyfus and Seinfeld. You have the idiot who objected to his own question.
Dr. Kipper had told me he'd sustained an injury on one of his
Well,
fingers.
objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
And I don't need to come up with a nickname for Rottenborn. The guy literally has a supervillain name. You really can't make up how Amber's side has the most evil sounding lawyer name in the whole world. I also love that they're so trigger happy with the objections. And when the judge makes a decision that they disagree with, they argue with the judge.
That is right. Mr. Rottenborg says I'm right.
To reiterate, I know Johnny has his own demons that he needs to take care of, but from everything that I've seen, the evidence points to Amber being the aggressor. And one of the best things to come out of this trial is the world was introduced to the amazingly beautiful and intelligent Dr. Shannon Curry, who agrees with me on my sentiment.
The results of Ms. Heard's evaluation supported 2 diagnoses: borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder.
And I know Amber's team had their own expert psychologist, Dr. Hughes, but she was clearly biased and she always referred to the survivors as victims. And she also gendered the victims as female and the perpetrators of violence as male. She tried to claim that it was because she was talking about Johnny and Amber, but even in the instances where she wasn't talking about Johnny and Amber, she was still gendering everything.
That can rise the fear level in a victim that she may modify her behavior quicker and he might not need to use physical violence.
I actually really hate being referred to as a victim, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too. Victim is just such a strong word. It makes me feel weak. It makes me feel like I'm powerless. I like survivor because it makes me feel like I have agency. It makes me feel like I went through something and I came out the other side on top. I'm sure a lot of other people would agree with me on that point. And that's why I don't believe Amber, because she refers to herself as a victim.
I have never wanted to be seen as a victim. Nor have I ever called myself one.
And going back to the dummies who are saying shit like, oh, they're just two rich people airing out their problems. Why should we care? They have all the money in the world, so they should be happy. Number one, money doesn't buy happiness. That's a very Doug Walker the Wall argument, saying if they have money, why should they be depressed? You could be depressed and rich. Having money doesn't negate depression. It doesn't negate unhappiness. It doesn't negate anything. It just means you have money. And while I normally agree, I don't like to get involved in celebrity gossip and celebrity problems, this case, I feel like, is the only way people are going to listen to male survivors of domestic violence. Again, John Doe on the street has this case, wins. No one's going to care because we don't know who John Doe is. We know who Johnny Depp is, and I'm really hoping that this is going to start a dialogue. I want people to see that domestic violence can happen on both sides. I'm not arguing that it happens to men more than women. That would be a stupid argument. I'm not an idiot. I know women have had a raw deal for far too long. This might just be me, and I'm really hoping I'm not alone here. But I think that context matters. And I really don't think this should be gendered. I don't think this should be believe women. I think this should be don't dismiss. But I also believe in innocent until proven guilty. In the end, this case is reaching people, and it's showing that abuse has no gender. Do I think that all women are liars? Absolutely not. And I also tend to agree that abuse happens more to women, or at least men don't report it so much because they're told to bottle up their emotions or to man up or, oh, she's so small. Dr. Hughes said something to that effect.
If a 185-pound man is going to push a 120-pound woman, that's going to feel quite different than a 120-pound woman pushing a 185-pound man. And it's just about proportional force and the size and strength differential. And that is why specifically, if you look at wrestling or boxing, they match weight classes. And they do that for a reason, because they know that it's not fair if somebody is bigger and stronger than the other. So it's certainly not the only factor, but it is a factor that one has to consider if a relationship is violent.
That kind of thinking breeds toxic masculinity. And people these days love to throw that term around, but that's actual toxic masculinity, being told to bottle up your emotions, man up, that you can't be a survivor because the person was so small. What kind of shit is that? Going back to how this case is being reported, I really fucking hate it. The mainstream news media all seems to be on Amber Heard's side, even though the court of public opinion seems to all be on Johnny Depp's side, or at least for the most part. And the Rolling Stone here has this stupid article, demoralizing and demeaning. A gross TikTok trend mocking Amber Heard is going viral. Now, I have seen a lot of these TikToks. They're taking portions of Amber Heard's testimony that don't make any sense, and they're acting them out, and they're really funny, and they also highlight how what she's saying in her testimony contradicts stuff that she said earlier in her testimony. The audio of Heard testifying to her abuse at the trial in Fairfax, Virginia last week is currently going viral on TikTok, with nearly 15,000 videos using the sound. Most disturbingly, the top videos under the sound, many of which have more than 10 million views, appear to be literal reenactments of the abuse Heard describes in her testimony, with people in the videos, mostly men, seen mimicking slapping women across the face. I like how they had to throw that in there. Mostly men. Though all the ones that I've seen that have gone viral have been women. In fact, something that I've seen that's really interesting to me is a lot of the people that are on Johnny Depp's side are women. And it's not just the reenactments of Amber Heard's testimony that have been going viral. A lot of this trial has gone viral. Some of my favorites are actually Johnny Depp being incredibly sassy to Mr. Rottenborn.
How did Ms. Heard's actions on May 27th, 2016 affect you?
Changed everything.
Objection, Your Honor.
Oh, it didn't change everything? I'll make it easy for Mr. Rottenborn.
You were drinking pretty heavily.
Were you there?
And Johnny getting a little revenge on all the hearsay accusations when Mr. Rottenborn starts reading tabloids as if they're reputable articles.
Headline: Johnny Depp allegedly showed up drunk to movie premiere, reports say. Did I read that correctly?
Reports say. This is hearsay.
June 21st, 2018.
And the audible frustration from Elaine when she's arguing with the judge.
Objection, speculation.
That's not speculation.
I'll sustain the objection if you want to ask.
Okay. If it goes to bias, Your Honor.
I sustain the objection. Next question.
And that's without mentioning Dr. Doofenshmirtz here. But I gotta move on, or I'm never gonna finish this video. But something I wish went viral was something that Johnny Depp said, and I'll play it here.
Because of the allegations and because it was such a high-profile case. So I lost then, no matter the outcome of this trial. I'll carry that for the rest of my days. And it never had to be that way. It never had to happen. And I don't quite understand why it did in the way that it did.
Hey, Matt from the future here. Since this video took a bit longer than expected, I wanted to offer a few updates. First, Camille Vasquez fucking crushed it on Amber's cross-examination, pointing out that Amber photoshopped her evidence, which was corroborated by a later expert, caused her mask to slip, and got her on her lies about donating to the ACLU and Children's Hospital.
You have not donated the $7 million, donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous.
Furthermore, during redirect, she was on point with her objections, causing Amber to rage quit out of the courtroom in full view of the jury. Second, hearing Amber's 5 freeloading friends drew a couple of conclusions for me. Number 1, while somewhat compelling, the varying accounts of what happened leave too many inconsistencies to render any of them believable. Number 2, all but Amber's sister Whitney appeared only through video deposition, as everyone's relationship with Amber was either strained or completely dissolved. Number 3, to avoid sounding biased, I did come to a few conclusions about Johnny that were hard to swallow, like his jealous streak and more of his substance abuse. And while these are negative traits, they weren't enough to sway me. I still stand with Johnny Depp, even though he's not, quote, the perfect victim. Sound familiar?
What did you say in response when Miss Heard said, "Tell the world, Johnny, tell them Johnny Depp, I, Johnny Depp, a man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence"?
I said yes. I am.
I'm not going to go through everything that happened in the trial, so I highly recommend that you watch it for yourself. There's those 7 or 8 hour past live streams of the trial, but I think the Law and Crime channel has cut them up into easily digestible chunks. If anything, they're a really interesting insight of what happens inside the courtroom. But I thought maybe we could end this with a little bit of fun. I noticed in some of the comment sections under Johnny's testimony, there's this channel that keeps popping up called the Amber Heard Playlist, and she was commenting shit like, "If you want the truth, come look at my channel. Oh, I'm coming all right." Hey, she invited us. Let's go take a look. This channel has over 200 videos pertaining to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, so I feel like it's only appropriate to go to the very first one that talks about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff. So let's check it out.
Approximately.
Of course that's what you look like. I know. That's rich coming from me, the guy who looks like an overweight love child of both Rob Zombie and Shaggy. Like Zoink Scoob! What's with this filter? I'm seeing a lot of her videos have this really obnoxious heat sensor filter. I can clearly see what she looks like, so I don't know what she's trying to hide. Plus, it looks like she has some other videos where she doesn't put the filter in, so I have no idea what this is supposed to be.
I study law, real briefly here. I used to have a channel on YouTube called Self-Representation in Court United States.
So her law experience is her representing herself in court. You know that anyone can represent themselves in court, right?
I kind of know about law. I study it. I'm not a lawyer, but I had the channel.
Let's just keep that in our back pocket. She studies law, but she's not a lawyer.
Amber Heard has no reason to lie. She made less than no money being married to Johnny Depp.
I could think of 1 or 2 reasons why Amber Heard has a reason to lie.
If I didn't put up a video about that, I will. But the video I want to talk about...
What the fuck was that cut? Also, I know a lot of YouTubers, myself included, like to use watermarked images as a bit. I don't think this is a bit. And what I'm gathering from this is she believes that Johnny Depp's evidence is that he deep-faked something. Let's continue. Deepfakes are undetectable. So that's bullshit. I'm not an authority on this matter, but if you want to know anything about deepfakes and how they are not undetectable, I would recommend going over to Corridor Crew's channel. They talk about deepfakes a lot and how you could always tell something is off. I'm not sponsored by Corridor Crew, obviously, but I love their channel and I'll plug them anyway. I don't care.
Now is Johnny Depp's evidence, in my opinion, is just totally fake. And let me tell you why. Again, it was all pertinent information for a divorce.
Okay, that's a point that I do want to bring up. The whole, if they had evidence, why didn't we see it before? So as a self-proclaimed law expert, how do you not know about legal entanglements that prevent you from saying things or showing things to the public? Also, I really hate that mentality of, why didn't he say anything? If he was abused, why didn't he say anything? Abuse survivors sometimes take years to come forward. Sometimes they don't even come forward at all. It takes time. You should know this if you're a law expert.
You don't relate to Johnny Depp's life because you're a bug to him, okay? You're probably less valuable. He might like a bug better than you, okay? Because you're an idiot. He's got a history of domestic violence. He's got a history of, well, at the time when this very first made the news, they were showing all these videos that are now, I can't find them on the internet no matter how much I've tried.
So someone who studied law is using hearsay to make her point. She's making a video where she's trying to tell us that Johnny Depp has a history of domestic violence and there's video proof, yet she doesn't know where they are. She didn't bother to try to find them, or rather she says that they've been lost to time. Nothing on the internet is lost to time. It's the internet. Everything is permanent on the internet.
He spends $30,000 a month on wine. Well, in addition to that, he does drugs too.
Well, there's that he does drugs argument. I don't think the drugs and alcohol argument works if she was also doing drugs and alcohol.
And if Amber Heard wanted to make any money off of this guy, all she had to do was give him some more drugs so he could off himself, okay?
What?
Like, really?
Okay, so I officially hate this person. Before I continue, let me just say, do not bully this person. Do not go after this person in their comment section. It's not worth it. Let her live in her bubble. I have an add-on on my computer that tells me how many dislikes this has. Let's just say nobody's really on her side here, so she doesn't need the extra vitriol, and I don't really need that in my life right now either. Okay, I'm gonna go to another video. I'm gonna see what else this person has to say. I gotta put on some glasses here so I can actually read what's on the screen. Crack Sparrow. What does this have to do with anything? Johnny Depp's lawsuit proves he is a domestic abuser.
Truth out. News analysis. Domestic violence survivors battle within the courts.
Text-to-speech, my old nemesis. Okay, I'm not gonna watch it because it's text-to-speech. It's like annoying. Oh, here we go. Amber Heard. Insanely brave.
Is it a good idea for Amber Heard to say anything bad about Johnny Depp?
Okay, when was this video uploaded? June 5th, 2020. By that time, Amber Heard said plenty of terrible things about Johnny Depp.
It's a statement against her interest to say Johnny Depp beat me up.
But she did say that Johnny Depp beat her up.
I'm not really a Depp guy myself.
Who isn't a Depp guy? He's so nice. He's just the
He seems like a very nice guy.
What does this Conan clip have to do with anything?
Seems like a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great... Well,
below in the video details is a link.
Over a third of her 2-minute video is that Conan clip. What does this mean? What does this prove? Okay, next. Elba Flores, a woman-hating woman and a dope. Well, I'm excited to see this.
I apologize for the bad language I used in this video. Frankly, if I tried to take it out, the video wouldn't make sense anymore.
Good start.
And the only way I could make this video today
Well, that was an unhinged laugh.
was to just sort of let it happen, because I couldn't possibly talk today and not cuss. I was so mad when I made this.
Okay, so she's showing a comment, presumably from one of her past videos, of this person named Elba Flores, I'm guessing, commenting on how in Amber's initial deposition, she was eating during it, which, in my opinion, made it look like she was making things up, and her chewing and having her mouth full was like a way for her to buy time so she could make up answers. Again, this is just my observation. Go ahead and watch it. It's available. You could see it. Maybe I'll link it below. Yeah, I'll link it below. Yeah, it's below. Anyway, this person is just asking why is she eating in the courtroom, and I guess according to the Amber Heard playlist, this means that Elba hates women.
Okay, I'm really tired of...
Oh, no filter. Changing it up. I like that.
There are some people that are just really stupid, and they never just admit that they're fucking stupid.
Well, if they're stupid, how are they going to admit that they're probably too stupid to know that they're stupid?
Every single one who's watching this deposition video thinks Amber is a bad person for eating. She could have a medical issue for it, but more likely, let me tell you what happened. Because I've been deposed before, I studied law, I've tried my own cases.
Ah, there it is again. I studied law. I tried my own cases. Also, you can't just say maybe she has a medical condition and then not elaborate on that.
They don't have to give you a 1 hour lunch break that I know of. In fact, I'm pretty sure like they specifically do not have to, when they can make up a reason. It's very easy to do that, and they were clearly just screwing with Amber here.
So the reason she's giving for Amber eating during her deposition is that they were trying to fuck with her by taking away her hour-long lunch break. I was gonna say you can't make this shit up, but clearly you can.
She's not in court, you fucking retard. She's fucking not
What?
in court.
Really throwing the R word around, ain't ya? Okay, full disclosure, I've used that word in some of my older videos. I've been made aware that it's offensive. I don't use it anymore. But for someone who's claiming to be a professional that studies law, maybe don't use that word. But then again, maybe she hasn't been made aware. Maybe I'll just... Oh.
They're probably not going to show her on video in court ever. I've never seen it happen. Not one fucking time, you fuckwits.
So Miss I studied law is throwing words around like the R slur and fuckwits. Real professional. So what I'm gathering from the thumbnails and the titles is that she's just blindly on Amber Heard's side. She gives some sort of legal reason why she believes them, and then makes videos calling out people that disagree with her. Like here's one called Belinda Spechtenhauser. Don't talk out of your... It's gonna be ass, right? Oh, but about... That took a turn. The silence. The silence is deafening. Oh, you didn't have enough of that clip? It looked like you were just looping it. Just loop it again. Whatever. Next. Ooh, it looks like we have another response video. Wouldn't it be awesome if she responded to this video? May Brooks. And it looks like we have no filter on this one.
Okay, May Brooks. You are just a complete butthole. You have no basis. If there's any place credible where you could get information, you have no interest in it. You should watch my site. My site is about the law and women in the law. And you protect rapists and wife beaters and anyone who would beat the hell out of a woman. You sit there and come to their aid so they can beat the shit out of that woman even more. I hope someday somebody beats your ass. You actually deserve it, you fucking pig.
Holy shit! So aside from being, you know, a bad person, the problem with her is she's just attacking the person's character rather than refuting their arguments. It's beautiful. This might be my favorite channel. Red Letter Media, watch out. Ooh, introduction. This is the channel introduction, guys. Let's see if she could win us over with a subscribe.
I am the author, formerly of Self-Representation in Court, United States.
So far, pretty professional. Let's see where this goes.
This channel is law-based, and it is based on my study of the law.
Okay, not so bad. There wasn't a whole lot of vitriol on that one. Not a bad channel introduction. And I mean that sincerely. Ooh, okay, this one's different. Movie on 4/29/22 at 8:57 p.m.
Oh, good. I'm talking to another completely worthless pile of dog crap. Texas...
Oh, Amber Heard playlist. Don't ever change.
Texas Twister. Well, it backfired on Amber Heard and her pathetic pack of puppets, and Johnny got to explain. It was actually in his favor. Go, Johnny. You say this on a video where Johnny Depp is terrorizing her with a knife, and he's trying to cut himself, and then he decides he's going to cut her. This is a murder-suicide setup because this is the last time they're meeting. You are filth. You're late for your job at the strip club. Stop playing around online. Go make that money.
Late for your job at the strip club. That's an interesting insult. I'll give her that. And the audio in question that she's talking about is Johnny Depp, who had a knife, who was cutting himself because he was probably at his lowest point. I'm not going to make excuses for that, but it's very difficult to say from an audio recording that it was a murder-suicide situation. From what I understand, and I could be completely wrong, and I'm willing to be wrong, it was more like he was trying to kill himself. This whole thing is just really sad, man. Oh my God, guys. She uploaded a video with 14 views 7 hours ago. Let's be view lucky number 15.
Johnny Depp's history of violence, July 1st, 2020.
It's another text-to-speech. What an anticlimactic end. Again, I want to reiterate, don't go after this person. Don't go into their comment section. Most of their comment section anyway is disabled. Trust me, it's not worth it. Don't do it. Well, I guess this is as good a place as any to end the video. I'm sorry this video is such a downer. I'm hoping the next one will be upbeat. I tried to get a Friday the 13th video out by Friday the 13th, but because of all this and because I started my job again, that didn't happen, so I want to apologize personally to Jason Voorhees for this. And about the stuff that I was saying earlier in the video, I'm okay now. I just wanted to tell you my story and why I feel like it pertains to the whole Johnny Depp situation. I've got a emotional support puppy here who looks like she'd rather be anywhere else than under these really, really hot lights. Anyway, thanks for sticking around and hanging out with us. I'm gonna let her go so she's not squirming. I'm really hoping the next few videos are gonna be a little bit more upbeat than this one. Like I said, I have a Friday the 13th one coming up. It's written, I've recorded a lot of it. It's not gonna come out on Friday the 13th, obviously, but it should be out relatively soon. And what do you guys think about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation? Does any of it pertain to you? Do you not care? Leave a comment below. Let's keep a discussion going, but let's keep it civil. Also, how do you guys feel about these free-flowing videos where I don't have a script? Do you think they're structured enough? Should I keep doing them? I can't say I had fun doing. I had fun with the latter part of it, but I didn't have fun with the first part. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, let me know how you feel about the structure and if I should keep doing it, if I should improve some things. Yeah, just let me know. But why not leave you guys with a little call to action? All right, make like Amber Heard and abuse that like button. And don't punch, but hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to shit that bell so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. Was that in bad taste? Special thanks to Shara, Alina, Catherine, Ellie, Pinecone, the God King Maximus, Mia, Gadget Pipes Your Mom, Robith, Rukix, Gigglefist, Walking Stupid, and my best friend Timmy for supporting me on Patreon. And thank you for making it to the end of the video. And don't worry, I still have a bunch of sketches coming, as well as the aforementioned Friday the 13th video. So hopefully there will be no shortage of content coming your way in the next couple of weeks. See you then!